3 months ago, I started with this 2019 Ducati Panigale V4 that was on its way to the junkyard. Its previous owner had given up on it after they couldn't get it to run. The bike showed clear signs of a rough life, with repair costs that far outweighed its worth. Through grit and determination to bring this Italian beauty back to life, I got to work. With the help of my friend John, all the way on the other side of the country, who jumped in to help me tackle the more meticulous and frustrating problems this neglected machine kept throwing at me, we started working through everything the bike needed. But first, we had to get it running. After a lot of trials and tribulations, I finally conceded that I needed to replace the dash, ECU, and black box. That actually turned into a really nice tech upgrade. The parts came from a 2023 Panigale V4, and once those went in, the bike finally started. I have to give a big shout out to SoSo Cycles for helping me track down missing parts and pieces along the way, and for helping me to learn the history of this bike. Next was getting a proper tune on the bike from the MotoAmerica trusted two-wheel dyno works to match the eBay Undertail exhaust that I had waiting for it. The exhaust brought frustrating challenges with it as well.
I might lose my Ducati card. You're going to want to turn away.
I needed to reach out to Barber's Mobile Welding Services, who helped me fabricate the exhaust to fit, and the internet weighed in on their thoughts about this eBay exhaust system. The forks were in desperate need of a refresh, so I took them over to Cascade Tire and Race Services, where Sage and Barry brought them back like new. The tires were almost as old as the bike itself, so they also hooked me up with a fresh set of Pirelli Superbike slicks. Now the brakes were still completely original. My friends over at EBC came to the rescue. To improve the ergonomics, I went to Woodcraft Technologies for longer clip-ons and adjustable rear sets so the bike would actually fit me, as well as we got Woodcraft engine covers to protect the sides of the engine. Now the chain and sprockets were original too, so I hit up my friends at Vortex Racing for their quick change carrier and racing chain. And while I was at it, I did a full 520 conversion with super light sprockets front and rear. Now, we also needed race plastics, and the only place I trusted for quality fairings and a belly pan was Ducati Performance, and Warhorse HSBK came through for me with a body kit from a 2023 V4. Now, none of this would have been happening without the support of a few friends within the WMRRA family who encouraged me to chase this crazy adventure. I also need to thank my wife and family who have always had my back with love and patience in my often overambitious ventures. Now we've brought this Italian machine back from the ashes and given it new life and purpose as a proper race bike, how Ducati meant it to be. We're racing now, but we still have a few things left to do. Let's go.
All right, I'm going to try to shoot this all in one take, but obviously, yes, I'm at home, I'm not at the track. While I was editing this video, I realized that I didn't record anything about like the beginning part of the day, what we were going through at the beginning. I talk about it later in other clips, but at the beginning, I was super focused on getting this thing ready so that I didn't pull out the camera. And in fact, because of what I had to do to get this bike ready, I missed all of practice and all of qualifying. So that resulted in me needing to basically, I gridded at the back of the races, which wasn't a problem. The goal here wasn't to win, wasn't even to place. It was just to finish. All right. That was a requirement for me to get my novice race license, was to compete in one race and finish. That did not include the mock race. You see right there, that wire. I had to do that in a number of places all over my bike in order for it to pass tech inspection. All right. And I thought I was going to have plenty of time. But tech inspector Paul is also a racer. So after his roaming tech inspection ended, or the beginning tech inspection ended, and I hadn't gone through, well, he went out and competed in his races. So I had to wait until he had a minute. And I needed to check with a couple different people to make sure that I was doing the right things. So thankfully, I had tons of support from Chance and Delaney from The Fix and other people within the pits who were like, hey, man, yeah, no, there's a couple things that we aren't sure about. But, yeah, so I finally get Paul over. And this was after qualifying. All right, so practice had passed, qualifying had passed. And he comes over. We're going through things. And everything's checking off. Boom, 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 boom. Then we come up to something that's kind of unique because this is a Ducati, a V4, and I'm the only Ducati V4 racing at this particular weekend. Apparently, right here, boop, there's supposed to be a shark fin. And that right there protects your foot from somehow going in between the chain and the sprocket. Which obviously bad things would happen if that were the case. So I had to get an exception for this race. Now I have found a solution. I'm ordering it. There's the way to do this without having to drill into the swing arm, which was something that was potentially an option. So I didn't do that. But yay, I passed tech before my first race. And I was great. I was like, yes. However, I said no. I wasn't going to go and grid up. And some of you are probably like, all right, you just scrambled and got everything done. Yeah, I did. There was a sense of relief there that I got the bike teched because we had to wake up early in the morning. I had to get all the kids ready. There was a lot of unknowns for the day. And we get to the track, we get our pit fired up because I'd left it there from the day before. From NRS, get the generator fired up. We're going over the bike, doing the safety wiring, running around everywhere. And I was just like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do this first race because I wasn't there mentally. I wasn't ready. I wasn't locked in. I was still in scramble mode and I didn't want to go while in scramble mode out onto the racetrack and potentially make a mistake and do something dumb. All right, like lose focus and run off the track or potentially run into somebody else just completely untested. All right. So what I did do, though, is I went and did during lunch, I took the bike out for tasting racing and I ran the bike around a few laps before I pulled in. Just wanted to make sure everything was good. Everything was the same. Nothing had changed. And that really helped. So this was a bit long, 10 minutes. I'll probably be able to cut it down. I was trying to do it without having to edit it, but oh my God. All right, let's get into the video, all right? We're going to pick up probably right around Taste of Racing if my 360 footage isn't corrupted, because that's been a thing.
second. Yeah, third call, and then like 5 seconds out. And be sure I'll call out. No, keep them on. Keep them on. We'll get them. We got them.
I'm not used to having all this extra help. So
We'll call it. I'll call front, and then you'll call rear when he's ready. So after the front goes down, when you're ready for that rear to come down, you say ready, and then you just stand waiting until he goes rear, and he'll pull it down.
Oh, yeah. You say it loud enough for me to hear it with all the motion.
All right, then I won't start the bike yet.
Yeah, no, you don't need to start it until it's go time.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Especially with your electronics, you shouldn't be pulling warmers with your ignition on, because it starts rotating the wheel. We'll talk about it after.
Oh, okay, yeah. That makes sense. All right. Here we go.
Yeah, Chance will go first. We'll both get warmers off. He'll pop his front, and then you'll just yell at me, and I'll pop your rear. Is it anything different?
No, you just pull up.
Oh, it's
pull up, and then that way.
Well, yeah, to get it out of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or do you want me to do the front?
No.
Nice. I'll figure it out.
If I figured it out, you can figure it out. I had no idea, no instruction at all.
No. I've been doing a lot of that. Seeing a lot of...
Race number 9, this is your third and final call. Race number 9, Open Novice, 600 Novice for 6 laps around the track, sponsored by Too Fast Track Days. Your third and final call.
All right, we've just been hanging them right there. We've just been hanging them from there.
Yeah, I got it.
Good.
Ready? Set.
Go.
Pull.
All right,
go.
here we go.
Be safe, be smooth.
Here we are, gridded up in last place, ready for my first race ever. Now, it's important to keep in mind that I wasn't fighting for any positions, really. I just needed to finish this race. And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of this was pretty intimidating. Not knowing how fast I could go down here off the line to come into this turn, all the bikes bunching up, everybody going this way and that way. It was just as Damon said it in New Racer School. It's complete chaos up to this first turn up the hill. But I do got to say, I'm quite proud of myself for keeping these guys in sight for as long as I did. But I kept telling myself throughout the entire race, just be patient, don't do anything dumb, stay conservative. Now, we're halfway through the race, and I gotta say, I am cooked physically. So it was even more important to stay conservative. But I was getting a lot more comfortable throwing the bike around. I started noticing, though, the harder that I pushed, when I got on the brakes, the front end was diving some, so I was relying more and more on the engine brake to help keep the bike stable. Up here on the side of the track is my buddy Rex, who you saw in last video. Unfortunately, he had a mechanical where his shifter went and gave up on him. So hopefully he's got that fixed and ready to go for next round. All right, here we go. Last lap. We've done the thing. We just gotta finish. Gotta finish. Cannot express the amount of joy and accomplishment that I have seeing that checkered flag right now.
Did the thing.
All right, we're over here, day 2 at the Ridge, round 1, and I've got qualifying in a race, another race. And funny story, apparently I took third last night, or yesterday in my very first race. Now it might have been just more of like a participation award, seeing that I finished, and there was a couple people who dropped out of the race. But either way, I was almost to I-5, and a couple people hit me up and said, "Hey, where are you at? You're supposed to be on the podium." But we're over here at the fix, all right, with Delaney, and he's taking a look at our suspension. As it's been doing some funny things as I've been slowly amping it up. It's wheeling a lot, and when I get on the brakes, it was diving pretty hard. So that made me not super confident getting on the brakes. So hopefully with these changes here, and we're going to talk to them, we'll be able to have a bit more confidence on the brakes and confidence coming out of corners, getting on power, that we're not wheeling and trying to steer on the back tire all the time. All right, we got Delaney over here.
How's it going?
Hello, good morning. So we're making some adjustments here.
Yep.
What have we done so far?
Well, initially I checked rate of motion with the forks because you were complaining about the front end being divey on the brakes, and compression was pretty open, so I cranked that down about a turn on both legs, and then about a half a turn on rebound just to kind of get it balanced as far as rate of motion, both the compression and rebound, and then check that versus the rear. And with you sitting on the bike, it had quite a bit of static sag going on there, so we're putting a turn of preload in, and that'll help with your wheeling, because what ends up happening is you transfer too much weight to the rear and it unloads the front and it just wants to loft every time you grab the throttle. So by adding some spring to it, that gives you what's called anti-squat. So
Yeah.
it doesn't want to dive the ass so much, and it'll keep it from wanting to wheelie so much.
Oh, nice.
The
Yeah.
other thing that we can do for anti-squat is to add ride height, but right now it sounds like you've got a pretty good balance because it's not having any issues going up over the top and getting in your direction.
Okay.
That part's all working. It's just that it's moving too quickly and a little bit lively. So we're trying to slow it down and tame it a bit, especially when you got a lot of torque. If you've got it wide open, that thing's just gonna act like a pogo stick. The more force you apply, the slower things have got to be in order to tame it. Because the spring just wants to be resonant at this really fast rate. If you drop a spring on the ground, it goes ding. You want it to go.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
That's what damping does, is it changes the resonant frequency of the spring.
Okay, perfect. All right. So now, are you going to need me to hop back up on this thing?
Yeah, let's take a look with
All right.
where you're at with the truck preload in there.
All right.
Oh yeah, that's already better. Oh. Yeah, I like that a lot better. Okay. Yeah, hop off it. All right. Yeah, go ahead and lock it down, and we should be good.
All right. So, can you tell, for anybody who doesn't know who you are, what you've done, your background?
My name is Delaney Packard. I own the Fix Motorsports. This is my 6th year in operation here at the track. I've been doing this off and on since about 2003, you know, through various organizations and whatnot. Started out as a marshal and volunteer and worked into being a mechanic, you know, helping out with some other companies that have been around for a while, and really enjoy doing this. I go to MotoAmerica a couple times a year and work all the local races and most of the track days, and it's just kind of my thing.
Nice. Yeah, I see you got a MotoAmerica.
Yeah, this is one of the team shirts from last year when I was helping out Kevin O'Neill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
nice.
So these were his colors for his bike for his paint scheme, and got a bunch of shirts made, and figured why not.
Good. Well, I appreciate you helping me out. We're going to come over here a couple times throughout the day as I get out on track. We'll be doing qualifying and practice here.
Yeah, let me know how it goes, and we'll make any what changes that you need, and just kind of refine it throughout the day.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man.
so sorry. That was completely my fuck up.
Are you okay though?
I'm
I saw
okay.
you grab your leg.
Yeah, it hurts a little bit, but it's not broken or anything. If there's any damage to your bike, man, I'll happy to pay for it.
7, this is the third
Hey, I don't,
final call.
I want to know if I can get off of it.
600
Where are you parked at?
I'm in pit number 7.
Pit number 7. All right, what's your name?
Third and final call.
I'm Tim.
He's 7.
I'm really sorry, man. That was stupid on my part.
I mean, I knew you were back there, but I didn't know how close. And I probably slowed down a little too much right there.
No, this ain't on you. This is on me.
Okay.
It's my job to pass safely, and I did not do that.
All right, man.
So, I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's all good.
Thank you. If there's any damage, please let me know.
All right, man. I mean, yeah, I don't know. That's welcome to racing right there.
Are you okay, though?
Yeah, dude, man, you brushed me against me. You hit my bike somewhere, but
Okay.
I don't know, man. We'll find out later if there's anything. I'll let you know.
Sounds good.
That's no big
Sam,
deal.
Sorry about that.
It's all good, man. Have fun.
I'm sorry. I just got to be smarter about it.
All right, brother.
Have a good day.
Yep, you too. Guys, welcome to racing. We gotta do a thorough inspection on this side. All right, so qualifying and practice. That went really well. We had some fun. Got bumped into, so that was a first experience. It's a good experience to have, because I mean you're racing. So yeah, got that out of the way. Making contact, so did that, and positive everybody stayed on, so that's good. And then actually had a new PB first session of the day. Not even trying. The suspension settings that we went and did really helped settle down the bike, made me feel a lot more comfortable, and it reflected with not having to put in a lot of effort to achieve. So it was a 210. All right, later.
They're coming around again. See Daddy, Daddy's coming. Yeah, look at Daddy go. Go, Daddy.
bike out for Taste of Racing, and I was able to latch on behind Josh, who's an awesome rider. He was the rabbit during it, and according to the lap trophy, choosing GPS, I was running 2:05s, which is a huge improvement. It's like 20 seconds from where I started, and that was getting comfortable on the bike, learning the track, adjusting suspension on the bike, and talking with Delaney. He was like, okay, all right, you're getting faster. You're gonna start feeling things change now, because now you're pushing it. You're raising the bar. So there was one turn where I felt the front chatter just a smidge under braking. So we're gonna make adjustments based on that. And then freaking race is coming up here soon. This is awesome. The progression, this is amazing, and the bike is doing great. The bump that happened earlier during practice, I found out that that wasn't normal, okay? I'm learning here, okay? But I'm not mad. That could have been really bad, but I kind of looked at it as, you know, like we're out there, we're racing, and we're pushing it. Now, we all do have work on Monday, all right? Like we all work. So we can't go and be reckless. All right. Oh, we brought Alfred with us. All right, Alfred the duck. Right, Ember? This is Alfred. Yeah. You say we're going racing? We're going tipping. This girl loves the lean. If you see her on her bike, insert clip here.
You want it to go faster? I know. You're getting really good at this one, so maybe we can get you one that goes faster soon.
She really wants to race. She is leaning off of this thing so much when we're riding around the pits. It is freaking awesome. And then she's standing up, no handers. It's amazing. All right, yeah. All right, so I'm gonna eat and then rest before I gotta go out and race. All right, later. All right, so this rider right here went down in the very next lap. They went and red flagged it, so we had to rerun the race at the end of the day.
We're gonna redo it? We're gonna go again at the end of the day. Okay. Yep.
About an hour later, we got to restart our race. And right out the bat, we've got Jonathan, who's like one of the fastest guys on the track. He goes and stalls out right there on the line. And I know that I need to be a bit more aggressive here right off the race starts, and then obviously throughout the race. But I was able to keep these guys in sight for almost the entire first lap, which is a bit of an improvement over my first race, but overall, I gotta do better. And here comes Jonathan, just moving up behind me, and he cuts down here to the inside. When I knew that he was behind me, but I didn't think I went that wide. But oh my God. So I tried my best to keep up with him, but it quickly occurred to me I am not quite to that level yet. This right here is one of my fastest laps of the race. It's not blistering fast. It was like right around a 2:08, but it shows progression. Now, I figured I was dead last, so I was just kind of out enjoying the scenery, trying to improve in areas that I knew I could improve in, but also not going and making a huge mistake by trying to be overly aggressive. Well, this is my second race ever, and I gotta say thank you to WMRRA for just putting this together. It's been an awesome experience. And obviously I gotta thank the family for everything that they've done.
That's my daddy.
That is your daddy.
I mean, I know that this just opened all this and whatnot, but this has been a great experience. Thank you.
Just you earned it.
You know me. Well,
John started all the way at the back.
yeah, let's with staff, volunteers, like, again, I'm gonna say this pretty much every time I get the honor to be up here more. This does not happen without you, so thank you, every single one of you, for doing what you do. You know, starts are not something you get to practice at track days very often. I'm not very good at it. And so I killed it, and then I had the best race of the whole weekend playing with all of you guys.
She's fine. She can do that.
Thanks for the competition, and thanks for not running into me when I didn't start. And yeah, can't wait to do it again. I'll see you in Portland.
Say go, Daddy.
Is it done now?
Yeah.
All right, so that's gonna wrap up my first race weekend ever. Briefly, 2 third-place finishes. It turned out there was a scoring error, and so that podium speech was tentatively mine. But since we missed the award celebration yesterday, that podium. Since we missed that award celebration yesterday, that podium speech goes towards that. Things like this happen, and it's okay. I want to say thank you to Cascade Tire and Race, Warhorse HSBK, Vortex Racing, Woodcraft Technologies, The Fix for going and helping me tune the suspension today. Everybody in the paddock who came over and gave me tips, like Mark from Too Fast, my buddy Chance. There's so many people who came over. And then most of all, I have to shout out my family who really came in clutch. They are the best pit crew that, you know, I could have asked for to come in and help me out. It's just amazing. And the entire journey of building this bike is like I've said before, this bike was not running. It was gonna go to a scrap. All right, so this has been one hell of a journey just to this point of building this bike that was gonna go to the scrapyard, bring it back to life, and we podiumed with it. That's incredible. And I have to emphasize, I did one track day, full track day, and then I did the NRS track day, all right, and came out and participated and did all right. I'm definitely not the fastest, but there was a lot of improvement that I made, and I was just a street rider with roughly 4 years of experience riding on the street. Prior to that, I rode dirt bikes a little bit in the bayou of Louisiana. Not really, you know, no real racing experience. So that just proves that you can also go and do it too. And the knowledge that I gained from today, I'll definitely be able to take to the street to make me a safer street rider. Now, there's nothing special about me, all right?
I disagree.
So you can do it too, all right? Go out, do some track days. If you're interested in racing, go racing. And we're gonna keep doing this. We're not done today. We've got 6. Shh. We've got 6 more rounds that we're doing. We can't do the Portland round. I think it'd just be a waste of money because of their noise limitations down there of 103 decibels. This bike idles at 109. and at full steam, it's a lot higher than that. So we can't do that. Plus, we're going to Barber, all right? So watch out on social media, follow along. Road to Barber is happening with the Remix Racing Project. We're gonna go to Thunder Hill, do a track day there if we can. And then Mike and I are driving from Thunder Hill all the way over to Barber Motorsports Park. We're gonna make a few stops along the way at different dealerships. That way we can meet people who are following along. All right, we're gonna do live streams. We're gonna have long form and short form content highlighting the entire journey. Then when we get to MotoAmerica, I'm gonna interview as many people as I can, as well as film what it's like being in a MotoAmerica pit. Now the Remix Racing Project, they are a part of the Super Hooligan National Championship. All right, which means they race naked bikes. Super sport level naked bikes. And it is one hell of a competitive class. All right. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. It's probably going to be a long one, but hopefully you're able to take a lot of information from it, and hopefully this video will inspire you wherever you're at, whether you're in the Pacific Northwest or anywhere else out in the world, to do some track days, get into racing if that's something that you're interested in. But most of all, the amount of knowledge and experience that you get from doing a track day is invaluable. It's worth the money. Go out and do it. All right? Do epic shit. We'll catch you on the next ride. Later.